Cass Sunstein, Conspiracy Theories and Other Dangerous Ideas. Delve into the fascinating world of conspiracy theories and other dangerous ideas in this intriguing book summary of Cass Sunstein's Conspiracy Theories and Other Dangerous Ideas. The book explores the reasons behind people's beliefs in conspiracy theories, whether it be decoding complex events or reinforcing their personal worldviews. Discover how various theories revolve around economic events, public health issues, space exploration, and scientific debates, and how they follow a common framework, attributing extraordinary powers to hidden actors. This engaging summary further discusses emotional selection, group polarization, and the impact of misfearing, providing valuable insights into human behavior and their decision-making processes.
The allure of conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories have always been a source of fascination for many people, but what makes them so appealing? According to an expert on the subject, people are drawn to them for various reasons. Conspiracy theories provide an explanation for complex events, fill in gaps in knowledge, and reinforce one's worldview. Whether it's the JFK assassination, the Holocaust, or the 9/11 terrorist attacks, people are quick to point fingers at shadowy forces manipulating events. Even with a lack of evidence, people still believe in conspiracy theories, using them to create a sense of order in a chaotic world. The rise of conspiracy theories also reveals much about how people process information and reach conclusions. The book, 9/11, The Big Lie, is an example of how conspiracy theories can capture the popular imagination. Despite the lack of credible evidence, the book makes a convincing case that a missile, not a hijacked plane, damaged the Pentagon. This book serves as a reminder that we need to be vigilant in our thinking and not let conspiracy theories cloud our judgment. The allure of conspiracy theories. It's a common phenomenon that conspiracy theorists form opinions even when there's no direct proof to support their beliefs. In fact, trying to disprove their ideas with evidence can make them cling more fervently. Conspiracy theories surround various topics such as economic events, public health concerns, space exploration and scientific debates, all of which revolve around the belief that hidden actors control events by manipulating others to do their bidding. These stories assign high levels of competence to shadowy villains. Conspiracy theories thrive amid fear and uncertainty. People indulge in emotional selection, deliberately allowing the scariest part of a story to overwhelm facts that might put a threatening event into an easily understood context. Seeking the thrill of the unlikely, they overlook boring facts and prefer to lose themselves in the allure of conspiracy theories. The dangers of group polarization. When like-minded individuals come together, their beliefs become more extreme. This is called group polarization, and it can be harmful. In a study, liberals and conservatives were asked to discuss their beliefs with those who shared similar views. As a result, their views became more extreme. The same phenomenon occurs with conspiracy theories, where groups reinforce each other's beliefs. When someone from outside the group tries to debunk the theory, they lack credibility. Group polarization highlights the danger of echo chambers and the importance of exposure to diverse perspectives. The faulty logic of risk assessment. Our brains have two cognitive operations, System 1 and System 2. System 1 quickly reacts to threats while System 2 is the logical, calm section that produces analysis. People tend to misfear, being afraid of minor risks while complacent about more pressing threats. The availability heuristic theory shows that people's grasp of probabilities can be skewed by widely covered events. System 1 causes fear when facing decisions, and System 2 runs the cost-benefit analysis to calm fears. However, System 2 is prone to heuristics, which are mental shortcuts used to judge risks. Emotions, such as fear, drastically affect risk assessment, making people vulnerable to manipulation. As such, researchers emphasize the importance of informing people to counteract skewed risk assessments. Animal rights in the U.S. A call for more humane treatment of animals in the United States, especially those used for food and scientific research. The author suggests following Europe's lead and treating animals better without banning their use completely. Examples of greyhound racing and animal testing are used to illustrate the need for weighing animal suffering against societal benefit. Billions of animals endure cruelty in the United States as they await slaughter or undergo scientific experiments. The author argues for a more humane treatment of animals and broadening their legal rights, without advocating for complete elimination of animal use. While well-intentioned, laws against animal cruelty are not always effective, as they work only when enforced, which is not always feasible. The solution is not to ban animal use altogether but to treat animals better while weighing their suffering against societal benefit. Pets and work animals already have legal protection, which food and research animals lack. The author suggests following the European Union's example of treating food and test animals more kindly, such as by prohibiting austere wire cages for hens and requiring more comfortable containment. While this may raise the price of poultry, it seems like a reasonable trade-off. Similarly, researchers should weigh the animals' suffering against the societal benefit to determine whether their use is justifiable. Examples of greyhound racing and animal testing are used to illustrate the need to prioritize animal welfare over societal benefit. If the racing industry refuses to improve greyhounds' living conditions, perhaps the government should ban the sport. Policy makers could apply a similar logic to zoos and theme parks. While animals cannot join society as full citizens, humans should strive to alleviate their suffering as much as possible. Global warming and its impacts. Developing nations with agriculture-dependent economies and overwhelmed public health systems are likely to bear the brunt of climate change. The emission of richer nations threaten to cause serious economic and environmental damages to other nations. Despite being the most prolific creators of greenhouse gases, developed nations with sophisticated economies are less likely to suffer as much. China, now the world's highest polluter, argues that its emissions limits should be calculated per capita. Poor nations appear to be most at risk, projected to lose millions of years of life due to climate-related diseases such as malaria. The threat of global warming requires shared efforts across nations, as no nation can take the lead in addressing the problem. New Progressivism, a middle ground between laissez-faire and Soviet control. New Progressivism offers an alternative to the traditional ideas of government control and laissez-faire capitalism, promoting a social safety net for everyone in society while acknowledging the benefits of private enterprise and personal freedom. This approach, influenced by the New Deal and the work of Nobel laureate Friedrich Hayek, utilizes government incentives rather than bans and mandates to nudge people toward smarter, healthier choices. Throughout the 20th century, two opposing visions of government were in contention: laissez-faire capitalism and Soviet-style state control. The proponents of laissez-faire believed the government should step aside and merely protect property rights and facilitate competition. Leaders such as Reagan and Thatcher embraced this style of democracy, drawing inspiration from Friedrich Hayek's research into free markets. Meanwhile, Soviet-style state control dictated every aspect of daily life, and capitalism emerged victorious. New Progressivism presents itself as a solution for those who believe in a more active role for the government. It follows the principles of the New Deal, which ensure that everyone in society deserves a certain level of comfort and prosperity. This approach doesn't reject Hayek's beliefs, instead, it uses them as a foundation and adds groundbreaking twists to the old debates surrounding government control. This modern progressive movement believes that economic growth is essential and discourages economic protectionism. Though New Progressives support increasing the minimum wage, they acknowledge that it can lead to fewer jobs. Instead of banning or mandating policies, New Progressives utilize government incentives to nudge people towards smarter decisions. They subscribe to changing societal norms through a public-private partnership to promote safer behavior. A practical example of this is when a Thailand campaign highlighted that nearly half of Thailand's sex workers were HIV positive, leading to a spike in the use of condoms. In conclusion, New Progressivism brings the benefits of both private enterprise and personal freedom together with a social safety net to create a middle ground between laissez-faire and Soviet-style state control. This approach utilizes government incentives to encourage smarter, healthier decisions and societal changes.
In conclusion, Conspiracy Theories and Other Dangerous Ideas gives us an insightful look at the cognitive processes involved in people's beliefs in conspiracy theories, and how these theories tend to make sense of the world. Through exploring emotional selection, group polarization, and the concept of misfearing, the book illuminates the significance of these perspectives in understanding complex events, societal norms, and decision-making. The book also discusses the alternative political approach of New Progressivism as a way to reconcile both capitalism and social welfare state ideologies. Ultimately, this remarkable book summary provides readers with a clear understanding of the relevance and implications of conspiracy theories, and the overarching message of Sunstein's work, all in an instructive, organized, and engaging manner.